Well, someone told me, excuse me. Well, someone told me yesterday that when you throw your love away, you act as if you just don't care. You look as if you're going somewhere. But I just can't convince myself I couldn't live with no one else. And I can only play the part and sit and nurse my broken heart. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely. Now no one's knocked upon my door for 1,000 years or more. And all made up and nowhere to go. Welcome to this one-man show. Just take a seat, they're always free. No surprise, no mystery. And this theater that I call my soul, I always play the starring role. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely. This is the instrumental part. It's a key change. But it's still that pomp and circumstance sequence, isn't it? It's like a Let It Be is this as well. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely. I feel so lonely. I feel so alone. I feel so low. I feel so low. I feel so low. I feel so low. I feel so low, 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 low. It goes on like that for a while. That's So Lonely by The Police. Can't remember what album it's off, but I was listening to one of their concerts from the 80s, I believe. No, it must have been the late 70s. And what I do is I go on a walk to clear my head with the dogs. The dogs take me on a walk in the morning. And so for about an hour, we go by the lake. Saw an otter yesterday, and today I was talking to my father, who is a birder. He likes to go bird watching, and I asked him, you know what? I've noticed a lot more herons around here. It just seems like it was a rarity when I was young growing up, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago. But now they're not uncommon at all. And I asked him, do you think the population has grown over time? And then what I did notice is I didn't see any bald eagles, any eagles at all. And whereas it would be, not a daily occurrence, but not uncommon growing up. There were actually some eagles nesting in the forested, the snags as they're called, near our domicile. And this morning, standing on the deck, overlooking the lake, there's an eagle, just flies right by. And for a second I was thinking, okay, that's an eagle. But then it was just gliding, sort of perpendicular to my view. And so you've got the white head and the black body and the white tails. And I'm like, okay, is that a drone or is that an eagle? And then he just tilted just ever so slightly in the wind, and that confirmed my initial impression. So anyhow. And when I'm when I'm taking my walk, I'm sort of meditating, running background cycles, trying to figure out what song I'm going to play for today's podcast. This is podcast number 304, by the way. Welcome, everyone. And usually, if I try to think of a song that's kind of forcing it, but this one just popped up in the background, and I think it's due to the fact that I was listening to it as I was working on a live concert, as I was working on my website last night. It was pretty cool. Yeah, working on my website, paulbagnulo.com, paulbagnulo.com. It's coming together. I'm getting the pieces where they go. Sometimes it's a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation, like with the newsletter, which I integrated yesterday. I still have some work to do on that as far as automation is concerned. Regardless, I am in town. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I am in Seattleplex for another few dozen hours. So if you'd like to get together, do not hesitate to get in touch, and we can meet up for coffee or some caramels. That's a Goodwill Hunting reference, which I did not get, but my good friend. What's his name? Well, St. Matthew, let's just call him that. And I've got just a few of these postcards left. And so this is a free special offer. Not only do you get to see moi, you get to take a little piece home with you. Oh yeah, how about that? And these are signed. Yes, they're signed, hand signed. So that adds to the value. Talk to any art collector, dealer, or gallerist, and they will surely agree with you. This is something from Inktober 2017. It's Inktober right now. And some of my artist friends are posting their wonderful work online, but I've neglected to do that ever since 2017. It's a chore, man, to get that done every day, but I'm doing these podcasts every day, so maybe I should have doubled up on obligations, huh? So here's one from there. This one is from a series called Upside Down, Cardiovascular Vitruvian Astronaut Man. That was a commission for a friend of mine. So he had this idea, he's a cardiovascular surgeon, that if he wanted an image of the Vitruvian Man, of Da Vinci, with the cardiovascular system overlaid. And so that's how came up with this. And I made a few iterations of this for him to choose from. And I had an exposition as well on Montmartre in Paris, where I will be in a few days' time, if everything goes as planned. And here's another one. You can see there's a... So all that to say is, if you have an idea for an image that you'd like to see, like a painting for something for your wall, or just something that you'd like created, just don't hesitate to get in touch and I'll do it. He said, if you let me run free, he said, just do it in your style, bruh. And so that's what I did. So they're all slightly different, because when you're working on art, one thing leads to another, meaning that when you're working on an image, oftentimes you'll get an idea for a different implementation for the same, for a different implementation when sort of an evolution of imagery. You see? And I went a little bit crazy at some point. This one's called Stencil, but it's in the same series. What is this? Oh, this is from the Toit de Paris series, The Rooftops of Paris. This is the first one I did in the series. And this one, fun fact, this postcard is actually larger than the original piece. The original piece is part of a private collection, so you can have a reproduction like this. Just go to my website, paulbagnulo.com, and you can order one there. And I'll get that right out to you as quickly as possible. Or you can just hit me up if you're in the Seattle area, and we'll get together. And this can be yours while supplies last. I think this is the last one. This one is called Underwater. This was part of Inktober as well. This is a mantis shrimp. I actually I drew it in pencil and then colored it in Photoshop. So it's quite detailed, quite interesting. A lot of people like this. I think I'll make this into a poster. What do you think? And this one is called Mysterious. This is a photograph. This is a reproduction, a drawing of a photograph a friend of mine made of a model wearing a mask that I made. This one is called Mysterious. This is all done in felt tip marker. It's kind of fun and rather mysterious, if I don't say so myself. If I do say so myself. Oh yeah, there was a weird thing when I upload these to the 2 reviews. The top seems to be cut off a bit, so I have to be conscious of holding this within frame. I don't know if that's my fault or theirs. And then here's one, Graceful. We've all seen this image, huh? So that was part of Inktober as well. That's kind of saucy, kind of naughty. You can frame that, put it on your bathroom wall. I think it would be appropriate there. So anyway, yep, don't hesitate to get in touch. Don't hesitate to have a look at my website. And I would appreciate any feedback you can provide. And other than that, hope to see you soon. It's a wonderful day. I think I'm going to get outside and get some things done. And let Mark take care of putting the tiles in the bathroom. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely. Feel so alone, I feel so alone, I feel no, 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 no. Well, someone told me yesterday that when you throw your love away, you act as if you just don't care. You look as if you're going somewhere, but I just can't convince myself I can live with no one else. I gotta go. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Take good care, and I'll see you soon.